Morning, guys. So we are going to be doing a quick meal prep this morning. We actually have our tasting for food for our wedding this afternoon. So we're doing really quick meal prep this morning as well because we're very tired. It's been a busy couple of weeks, I would say. Yeah, David's just nodding his head. So we're kind of in a point of we need to meal prep to have food for the week, but we don't want to spend a lot of time doing it. So that brings us to our meal prep today. So I'm kind of going to talk a little bit as I'm cleaning up a space. David is peeling potatoes right now to do a barbecue mashed potato for his chicken, just to do something a little bit different with still doing the barbecue that he really likes. And this morning I am drinking out of my Like a Boss cup. If you don't have a cup that says Like a Boss or something of the sort, you need one, because for some reason matcha green tea just tastes so much better out of it because it's like a boss and it's amazing. So as always, we'll probably be on for about an hour. If you have any questions about meal prepping or healthy eating or anything of the sort, I'm not sure if I can pull up. I can just write a comment. Can I see the comments? I'm not so sure. Interesting. I'm not sure if I can see the comments list. That's interesting. Well, if you do have questions, drop them in. I'll also be doing a live on Instagram later, and I'll answer all of them. And I'll reply to them as well, even if I can't see them in the live video, which is very weird to me. So, just like last week, I have tortellini that I'm going to be cooking up. I'm going to be pulling out my electric frying pan, which is one of my favorite pieces of kitchen appliance because it's super easy to clean. I also, if you get one that goes in the dishwasher, it's amazing too. Can I grab the plug for this? All right. So I'm also going to be pulling out chicken out of the freezer. Do we need more than 3 chicken breasts?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Because I'll do 2 for your barbecue and 1 for the pesto. 1 should be enough.
Okay.
Cool. See, teamwork. All right, so I actually wrap, so not that one.
Yep.
So I actually wrap chicken. I'll buy a big pallet of chicken breasts, and I'll actually wrap them. So this is foil, and then inside the chicken is actually wrapped in saran wrap. So it's nice and protected. Stays really nice in your freezer until you're ready to use it. Oh, I can see comments. Cool. Hi, Megan. All right. Sorry, excuse me. So I'm gonna defrost 3 chicken breasts out of the freezer. Pepper's gonna come join the party. Hi, Pepper. Yeah, I didn't think so. So apparently I can see the comments. So if you guys have any questions about healthy eating, about meal prepping, about anything that we're cooking or how I'm doing it, just drop them in the comments, and apparently I'm able to answer them on the live video, which is really cool. Hi, Pepper. She's not having this right now. She's like, it's Sunday. You guys are usually chilling, not doing any of this. What are you doing? It's fine, Pepper. All right, so the only appliances getting turned on today in this meal prep is 2 burners on the stove and my electric frying pan, because I'm feeling really lazy today with meal prepping, not gonna lie. What?
Just looking at the comments.
It's
Except
just
I'm
Megan.
too blind to read, so.
Huh?
Except I'm too blind to read, so,
You are wearing your glasses.
Yeah, I need new ones, though.
Okay, I told you you needed new ones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Anywho, okay.
It's not like I drive or anything.
Of course not. Makes me feel really good about it. So David did just empty the dishwasher, which is super nice because everything that I'm using to cook with will go straight into the dishwasher, which is super nice because when you're cooking a bunch of food, you think that that goes with a lot of dishes, and it really doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to have everything going on the stove. It can just be super, super simple. I have 3. Oh my gosh, are you still trying to read that one comment?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's just that your sister is watching.
So it's not even a comment, it's just a notification.
Anyway.
It's ridiculous.
So I have 2 pots on the stove, one of them for potatoes, one of them for the tortellini, my electric frying pan, and that's it. 3 pieces. That's it. That's all that is going into this meal prep. I'm trying to find my other. I have chicken thawing in the microwave. If you're more proactive and you pull it out the night before or earlier in the morning and let it thaw naturally, that's probably better. I like to use the defrost on my microwave because it's much faster. So the chicken is going into the frying pan, which is going to make it cook up really nicely. Another person is watching. It's okay. Do you want to be a part of this?
No, I like being in the background.
Okay, David likes being in the background, but also trying to read the comments. It's fine.
I don't need your judgment.
You will always have my judgment. You're marrying me. Anyway, so he is peeling up potatoes right now. Those will be chopped up and put into water. That's fine. I need a big knife. You're going to need a smaller knife.
Well, it's not all about size.
Isn't it though?
Not with knives.
Okay. So if you guys notice on these lives, I don't have a very big kitchen. And I'm able to do a lot in it because I make it as simple as possible. Which just means the limited number of appliances that are on, the limited number of dishes that are being used, limited time because I only like to spend an hour, especially today when we have wedding planning stuff going on in the afternoon that we have to leave in like 2 hours. We're both so tired too. Like the busyness over the past week and all the decisions that need to be made and things coming up this week. We want to make sure that we spend time cooking, but we don't spend more time cooking than we want to, which is none right now. So that means less than an hour is perfect. And it seems like I'm not doing anything right now as I'm talking to you guys, but I got water heating up. I have chicken defrosting. I've got David working, which is the best thing that you can have. He's peeling potatoes. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to seem like a circus. It can be very, very systematic. And if you haven't grabbed my new book yet, it did come out on ebook last week. So it's Becoming a Meal Prep Master. It is my journey and my top 3 steps on becoming a meal prep master. So we're in step 3 of the book right now, which is actually the meal prepping part. So there's 2 other steps that are in there that help you get to the simplicity that I have in meal prepping. So again, if you have any questions about the book, any questions about meal prepping, healthy eating, anything that we're making today, feel free to just drop them in the comments. I am glad I can see them, so that's very nice. All right, chicken's got about 2 minutes left. We got a couple people hopping on. Say hi, guys. Drop any questions that you have about meal prepping. Anything that you want to know about, ask me about, anything at all. Yesterday's meal planning workshop was phenomenal. Got a lot of really good questions. Got to talk about a lot of really cool things with that group. And we'll have another one if you are a Phoenix or Tempe person. We're going to have the next one on February 29th, so on Leap Day, at 1 p.m. at the Coffee House by Tempe Town Lake, which is super nice. It's cozy. It's got good coffee. We'll be able to sip our coffee, chat, all of the fun stuff. So if you're not on the Meetup app, so Meetup, all one word, the Meetup app or meetup.com, search for the Meal Planning Mastery group. And that's going to be my group. I think there's about 30 people in it now, which is super, super cool. Exciting ladies that are learning how to meal prep, all of that fun stuff. All right, our chicken is almost defrosted. How are our potatoes coming?
Almost done.
Do you want me to come chop them?
If you want to.
Do you want me to?
Well, I'm still peeling, so.
Well, okay. I'm gonna move you guys back a little bit so you can actually see what's going on.
Don't drop any potatoes.
I won't drop any potatoes if you don't bump me. Like I said, small kitchen, y'all. One day we'll have a bigger kitchen, right?
That's the plan.
All right, so these are going into water. We're going to be making mashed potatoes out of this. For those that are like dairy, especially if you're dairy free, it's totally awesome how you can get so many dairy free things now. Like we make everything off almond milk. So that is our main substitute. But I think they make like different butter like substitutes now too. That aren't dairy, which is really cool. All right. So our chicken, I'm going to set aside for a minute while I finish up the potatoes. So, like I said, the only appliances that are getting turned on in my kitchen today are 2 burners on my stove. I think there's some water on the bottom of this pot. So 2 burners on my stove, as well as my electric frying pan, which I'll be cooking up the chicken that's being put into this barbecue chicken with mashed potato, or chicken with barbecue mashed potatoes is what I'm doing. So a little bit different than last week where I actually put the chicken and the barbecue sauce into the crock pot, let it sit for 4 or 5 hours, and then the chicken really just falls apart, which is amazing. And it's so, so perfect. But today I'm actually going to use my electric frying pan. So I prefer my electric frying pan for things that I don't want to take as long. So if I want to do it up real quick, I'm going to do that. And I'm actually going to cut these chicken breasts in half, longwise. So I'll move you guys over so you can see that. Just finishing up potatoes right now. So I actually never knew how mashed potatoes were cooked. Fun fact. I didn't know how mashed potatoes were made. Yeah, like I didn't realize that you had to boil them first. Like that took me a really long time to figure out. Well, remember that I grew up in a household that we made mashed potatoes off instant potatoes.
Did you think they just like mashed the raw potatoes and then it was all nice?
I don't know, because the instant potatoes are like flakes. Like you put milk and water and butter into a bowl and you heat that up and then you just like mix in the instant potato mix. That's how I learned how to make mashed potatoes, like the instant potatoes from a box. That is just how that went. So when I learned to actually make mashed potatoes, it went okay the first time.
Just goes to show anyone can be a meal prep master.
That is true. I do not consider myself a cook. I do not know how to cook a lot of things. I don't know recipes. Like I don't cook off recipes, and that's something that took a while for me to even admit to you guys, that everyone's asking me for like meal prep recipes. And I'm like, yeah, like meal prep recipes, of course. And then I'm like, I don't use those. So it kind of took a while to get around to the way that I meal prep and sharing it with you guys and teaching other people how to do it too, is just finding the combinations of your taste buds. That's the biggest thing that I can tell you guys. But yeah, also if you don't know something, like I've gotten to the point where I can figure things out. Like I've never made a pesto pasta salad before, but I just kind of threw together what I like to eat in pesto. So, sounds real good. But it all works out because it's the same same basic tenets that you're building off of. And so we actually talked a lot yesterday in the workshop about meal prepping versus bulk cooking. So the cooking part is the same. When you're talking about meal prepping versus bulk cooking, the difference is when you're plating it, when you're meal prepping, you're making meals. Like you're actually putting together meals so that you can just take it out of the fridge, go to work, do whatever you need to do. If you're working from home, like you don't want to plate anything or anything like that. Bulk prepping, so bulk cooking, is when you cook a lot of something and you put it all into one container. So each container doesn't have a specific amount of food. So it's not like rice and chicken and veggies and all this other stuff. It's actually set up to be like just potatoes, just chicken, just veggies. And then when you're ready to eat, you can pull those things out, put it on a plate of however quantity that you want of each, and then just heat it up that way. So if you like work from home, bulk cooking is a great option because you're actually able to pick how much of something that you want to eat. Like if mashed potatoes just sound really good and you want to eat more of them, you can scoop more of them on your plate. So I do a mixture of both since I work from home and David is off training and going to school and all that. Meal prepping is better for him. Bulk cooking is better for me. So that I can still kind of decide how much of what I'm going to enjoy. So I don't think you guys can see me over there, but that's okay. So I'm just cutting these chicken breasts in half, and that's how I'm going to cook them on the frying pan. Right, and if you guys have any questions about meal prepping, what I'm doing, what I'm using, just drop them into the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, I don't know if you guys can see Pepper right now. Pepper is on my leg wanting to know what I'm doing. But even if you're watching the replay, like drop your questions in. I will be coming back to this video over the next 24 hours and answering any questions that come up. Ooh, this one's still a little frozen. So I use a big knife. It's all good. Are you tapped out?
Let me know what you need me to do.
I think I'm good right now. Just gonna cut these up, get them ready. So seasonings actually came up yesterday. So asking about what kind of seasonings go in what kind of combination, like what goes well together. If you haven't grabbed my meal plan guide on my website, caseyfitness.com, it'll be right in there. You can grab the meal planning guide, and it actually has what I use as a recipe. So like I said, I really don't cook off recipes because they're really complicated to me and I don't really need that in my life. And neither do you, to be completely honest. You don't need that complicated. Everything else that's complicated in life, cooking does not have to be that way. That is my official statement on cooking. I'm going to trim up this chicken just a little bit. It's got some red in it. All right. Right, and again, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay of anything that I'm doing or anything that I'm using or prepping or general questions about me and my life, drop them in. So my electric frying pan, I'm going to put it on 200. We're going to move this. I'll wash this. Let that heat up just for a second. So back to spices. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. So spices and seasonings and sauces all come in a matter of preference. Like, I'm not even going to truly speak on like sodium levels and things like that in sauces. Like, there are definitely sauces that I recommend more than others. But like today I'm using barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce tends to have more sugar and more sodium than other sauces. But I do two things. I don't use very much of it, and I dilute it. So it'll go in with like the milk and butter and all of that stuff. So it won't be just straight barbecue sauce, which is a little bit more beneficial. Other sauces I really like, buffalo ranch. If you've ever put buffalo sauce with a packet of like ranch seasoning, it's very, very good. In terms of spices, so pretty much what I'm going to use today on the chicken, if I can find it all. Nope, that's red pepper. So pretty much what I'm going to use is black pepper, a 50-50 sea salt. So it's actually 50% sodium, 50% potassium. We would switch completely to potassium if we didn't live in Arizona and have like water hydration issues when it's really, really hot. So we keep the sodium just to make sure that we have that in still. My frying pan's hot, so I'm gonna put the first chicken on. And like I said, I'm using my electric frying pan today because we have wedding planning going on this afternoon. So I can't let it sit for 5-6 hours because I don't know when I'm going to be home. And I don't like leaving stuff sitting in the for a long period of time where I'm not really sure where it's at or any of that. So along with the salt and pepper, I actually really prefer cayenne pepper. So cayenne pepper can actually be a substitute to salt if you prefer that, which I think is really good if you do make that switch and you don't need the sodium in your diet to make sure that you stay hydrated. Definitely a more beneficial way to do it. So potatoes are going on there. And my tortellini is getting ready. You know what we forgot at the grocery store? Tomatoes.
Yep, we did.
Darn, I really like tomatoes and pesto. See, it happens, even with the grocery list. And I totally remember why I forgot them. Because the guy was restocking vegetables. He was restocking the avocados. So he was right in front of the tomatoes because the avocados and tomatoes are right next to each other. Oh, goodness. So he was in the way, so I was like, oh, I'll just loop back and come back to him, and then I totally didn't. So even with the list, things can be forgotten. It happens. So I've got water ready for tortellini here. Well, is there anything else you want in the pesto? I don't really have anything else to put in the pesto since we don't have tomatoes.
I'm good.
Oh well, life happens. So the chicken that's in the frying pan right now is going to go to the barbecue mashed potatoes. I have one chicken breast that's cut in half here that I'll put with the tortellini, and it'll go with the pesto and all of that stuff. Hi Mandy, hi Ashley, hi Sonia. All right, if you guys have any questions about meal prepping, healthy eating, anything like that, drop them in the comments. I'll answer them here, or if you're watching the replay, drop them in still. I will answer them. So I think we're at like 20 minutes right now, and things are pretty much about ready to plate.
Getting there.
Yeah, chicken's cooking up pretty quick. I did post in the Guilt-Free Healthy Living group if you are looking for healthy seasonings and healthy herbs and things like that to add to your cooking. There is a resource that's posted in the Facebook group, so Guilt-Free Healthy Living, called Old Ways, and it will share everything about seasonings, herbs, things, how they'll taste, what they go well in. So if you really have questions about seasoning, that is a fantastic resource as well. All right. And as always, I'll answer the question about what kind of meal prep containers that I use. Some people like the bento boxes. So I don't. I use regular ones, so they're just open, have a nice big slot. And that's because not everything is sectioned off. So like I'm making a pesto pasta salad, and that doesn't need to be sectioned off. Like I'm not going to have a section of the pasta, a section of the chicken, a section of the pesto. Like that's just not going to happen. So, but then with the barbecue and the mashed potatoes, they don't really need to be separated. Like, do you really care that the food touches? If you're a person that the food absolutely cannot touch each other, cool, get the bento boxes. That's awesome. All good, but it's not my jam. And that's the most important thing, is to have your jam with meal prepping. Man, I'm tired. Matcha's not quite kicking in yet. Of course it's gone, so.
That'll do it.
Yeah, it's okay. What's really cool about this tortellini too is it's already like pre-cooked. So it just has to be in boiling water for 2 minutes. And that's it. And that's done. Which is super nice as well, because I don't want to sit here stirring pasta forever. So, a vocab word for Casey Fitness is additives. And there are 2 types of additives that I talk about. So one is the additives that are put into our food in the processing, so the preservatives, the sodium, things like that. So that is when I'm talking about food. When I'm talking about meal prepping, additives are extra things that I can make the food last longer. Like I can stretch the food without adding more money into it, honestly. So I'm making chicken with barbecue mashed potatoes. And so the additives that I'm going to be putting in are black beans and corn. It just makes it stretch longer. The beans especially will be more filling to the meal. And you can just choose the things that you like. So I think these go really well together with the chicken and the mashed potatoes. Maybe you don't. Maybe you like another kind of vegetable. Add that. Like there's no wrong answer in terms of what foods go together, which is super nice. All right, so my water is just about boiling here. Oh, goodness. My chicken is doing pretty well. Doing okay? Oh my gosh, how does this open? It opens with a knife. Cooking shouldn't be complicated, okay? You shouldn't have trouble getting the stuff out of the container to begin with. Sometimes I do. It's fine. So I'm going to turn that down. Oh shit. I didn't say shit. Oh my gosh. So, it's not always pretty. Oh goodness. It's fine. It's only in for 2 minutes. Can you have a timer for 2 minutes, please? Don't ask people. Okay. fine. It's not always pretty. So just to prove to you guys that meal prepping isn't always perfect, so I totally filled this pot for the tortellini. I don't know if you guys can see it real well, but it's actually basically on the urge of overflowing, which is fine. It's not always pretty, but it's certainly functional. It'll still do its job. They only need to be in there for 2 minutes, which is the perfect amount of time for water to get all over my stove. It's fine.
We'll clean it later.
Exactly. You can always clean later. That is a good rule of thumb for life. No mistake is too big not to be able to clean up later. Is it 2 minutes yet? Because I'm afraid to move that.
It may have taken like 30 seconds to get it, but you still have at least 20 seconds left.
Okay. Well, I'm going to remove them then.
At least it was on the cutting board.
Don't make me laugh. Like I said, not always classy. Well, no, always classy. Not always clean. Alright, so the tortellini is going to be cooling off. I'm going to throw it into my big red bowl here. That's going to cool down. So our tortellini, whew, delicious. Okay. So the basil pesto that I use is from Kirkland, just to share with you guys what I make and what I grab. We're gonna wash this knife. Alright, and also if you have not gotten your copy of the Becoming a Meal Prep Master book, that is out on Amazon. Right now it's 99 cents, so go grab a copy. And it is my 3 steps to become a meal prep master and everything that you need in between, which is awesome. Okay, see where these potatoes are at. Oh, they're just about ready. So I'm at about 30 minutes right now of meal prepping. And things are just about done. So the mashed potatoes are gonna be drained. All right, I'm gonna throw buttered milk into there and our barbecue sauce. So I've got my butter here. I'm gonna cut it up just a little bit. Do any of you guys like not chop up butter? Like you just throw it in a big cube into the pot? I don't know. I like to chop it up. It melts just a little bit faster. I'm going to pull my first chicken breasts out of the frying pan, let them cool. You always want to let meat sit just a little bit because part of them will be finished cooking. And I will throw on my second. And pro tip, if you think they're going to burn just a little bit, add just a little bit of water. I have so much going on right now. Okay. Putting that there. The water will just help it stay a little bit more moist when you're doing it in the frying pan, especially if you're doing more than one like tray of it. I don't know, it makes it easier. So this, all right. So I've got milk going. And the barbecue sauce. Like I said, barbecue sauce is going to go in with the mashed potatoes, just to make it a little bit different. I've actually never done this before. So I've never put in the barbecue sauce with the mashed potatoes. So I'm actually really curious to see how this does. All right. So if you have kids and you're allowing them to help you with the meal prep, this is a great thing for them to be able to do. Let them mash the potatoes. That way you don't have to do it. Pro tip. All right, when David comes back downstairs, he'll probably actually take it over so that I don't have to do it, which is big for me. Because I hate doing that. So I really didn't have that much going on for this meal prep, but I did want to share it with you guys. Add a little bit more milk. Want to help with the mashed potatoes?
Of course.
They're just about done, but that'll need to be mixed in.
Mashed
Alright.
potatoes that were boiled.
I know how to make mashed potatoes now, okay? I didn't always.
She proved it.
But most of us didn't know how to cook, period. Pro tip, always have somebody else to mash. It's great. It really is. Alright, moving the water bottle. So, I'm going to start setting up my, dishing station. You guys can see Pepper will be in the background, sitting on the table. I don't know if you can. There she is. She's not supposed to be there, but
We've given up.
we've given up. Any cat parents out there that feel the same way?
Or dogs.
Or
Dogs
dogs.
can be stubborn too.
Dogs can be stubborn. You are right. All right. All right. I think we're just about done. Just plating left.
Yep.
Some chopping still. So I'm gonna grab this, come over here so that you guys can see everything that's going on. Right. So the chicken is just gonna be chopped, which is just the easiest thing to do, honestly. If you are doing it in the crock pot, that's my favorite way to do it because you can leave it for a long period of time, go about your day, come back to it, and only spend about 15 minutes in your kitchen, which is super nice. But that isn't always the case. Sometimes you have wedding plans going on and you want to make sure that you can do that. Things happen. All right, so David is the mashed potatoes finished up. Ooh, he needs coffee.
Always.
All right. Oh no,
What'd you do?
this one needs to go back in for a little bit.
Ah.
I should have. Can you open it back up? And get kitten.
Yep. She's perfectly happy as long as she can see everything going on.
Just like Facebook. Hi, baby. Alright, let's check these other ones. Exhibit B, that not everything goes according to plan. It happens. Sometimes things are slightly undercooked and they need to go back in. It does happen. Can you open that up? This is now going to be a full frying pan. Yes.
You want to turn this down?
It's down just about as low as it can go. Alright. I bet this one's good. This one's good. Sometimes things need to go back in. Like that does happen. Especially meat. Like I have frustrations with cooking meat.
We're gonna microwave it anyway. That's fine.
That is true. If it is just slightly undercooked, it's fine. Because you're not eating it right then. Like, you're not going to eat it as is. You're still going to heat it up, which is super nice. But you still want to make sure it's fully cooked. Yeah, I had a lot of steam going on. You guys...
You know the smoke detector's all the way over there.
Yes, but it was on my face.
Okay.
You guys are seeing another side of my meal prepping today. This
She gets
is...
to deal with me heckling her the whole time.
This is tired meal prepping. Like, I am... When you just have to cook out of necessity, which is most of what I do. Like,
We only cook because we have to live.
and that's the Hoffer-Olsen household. Cool. This is going great.
And that's why she's mastered minimizing time in the kitchen.
That is true. That is exactly why I have mastered the system that I have to be in the kitchen the least amount as possible. Because one, I don't consider myself a cook, and two, I just have other things that I want to do. I would rather be doing, like sleeping today. Like, it is Sunday. It is nap day. But...
Or do all the things you procrastinated earlier in the week.
That too. Or the things that you can get to in the week, which also sucks. Which is a lot of things. Like the laundry that's waiting upstairs.
Hooray.
That I am pretty sure I thought it in my head, but I didn't say it out loud, that, hey, we should do laundry today.
No, you said it out loud.
Oh, good, I said that out loud.
One of the rare times you actually think you thought it. And
That
you
does
actually
happen
said
a
it.
lot. That does happen a lot.
Or she thinks she said it, but she only thought it.
That does happen a lot.
The rare opposite.
It makes me really concerned of, like, knowing what I say and what I didn't. Like, what if I think something that's not very nice, but
You don't have a filter anyway.
but
you
I
still say
actually
it.
said it? No, not always.
Always.
Not always. I don't need your sass, Hopper.
Just like I get your judgment, you get my sass. I'm not a fan of this can opener.
Well, blame IKEA.
I do.
This is life, especially Sunday, and it's meal prep day, and also not every Sunday is meal prep day.
Sometimes it's Saturday, sometimes it's Monday.
Sometimes it's random Thursday.
If we didn't make enough for the week.
But it's whatever we need to do. Honestly. Did you taste these?
I did not. It'll be a nice surprise.
Do you want to taste them?
Well, I'm working on the corn and the beans right now. So. Not bad.
Yeah. So things are starting to get plated. We're at about 40 minutes for this meal prep. So We're doing good on time for that 1 hour maximum. Then I gotta go do my hair so I can go see my wedding planner, who's like perfect. So.
What?
Tara, she's really pretty, and she's like, her hair is done really nice, and so is her makeup, and I don't want to show up like this. Like I've been meal prepping all morning.
Y'all definitely pay way more attention to that than you guys do.
Yes. That is accurate. This is the Hoffer Olsen household. All right.
Just mix the corn in with the mashed potatoes.
I mean, I guess you could have. That's what I do. It's how I eat corn and mashed potatoes.
No, that's fine.
It's fine. It's fine that I do that.
Whatever makes you happy.
Thank you.
Here.
Okay.
I don't know where you want me to put that. But
Not in my hand currently. Did you just... Are you being mean?
no.
Are you lying?
No.
Fine.
Why are you being paranoid?
I don't know.
Do you not trust me on Facebook Live anymore?
No, I
I'm
don't.
not going to be allowed back on.
Well, you will be allowed back on because I like your help.
She just doesn't want me talking to y'all.
Well, no, I don't want you telling them the truth.
What?
That I'm not as put together in meal prepping as I perceive, but I am a meal prep master because I kill it. Excuse me. Oh goodness, okay.
This is a mess. I don't know.
Small
what to do
kitchen.
with this.
No, you're good. Go.
Well, I don't have a strainer, so.
That too.
'Cause it's over there.
Then work on the corn.
That's just going to stay there.
Cool.
I do need to wash my hands.
Alright, these are all cooked.
Oh my gosh, our cat. Here, go back to the table.
Alright, you put her on the table.
I don't care anymore. We're just doing 1 can of corn, or do we have another can of corn?
We do not have another can of corn.
Alrighty,
So
not a lot
it's-
of corn this week.
It's not a very big scoop needed. But I also have 2 more chicken breasts, so there's plenty to go around.
We're just doing the 4 meals, or what's the plan here?
No, I'm gonna have more. Alright. We're gonna put that there. Alright, so we're done with the frying pan. Don't do it. So
She's
this
talking to Pepper.
this chicken, yeah, I'm talking to Pepper, not him. This chicken is gonna be chopped up and put in the pesto pasta. Ooh, I should have rinsed it. That's okay. So like I said, all of this does not have to be complicated. Like it does not need to take forever. You don't have to have everything going on in the kitchen at once. It's preferred not to, because that's just a lot. Right. Yes, Pepper? Outside. Pepper likes to go outside. A lot. So when it comes to plating, since that's what I'm doing now, it can be a matter of preference of how much of everything being put into each meal, or it can be, if you're measuring, if you're tracking macros, all of that stuff. It's really just a matter of preference. Right. I have 1 more chicken breast. How many meals do you need this week?
have any more beans?
I don't know. We might have pinto beans. We do have pinto beans.
Alright. I guess we're gonna have a mix then. I'm gonna get black beans and pinto beans.
I mean, it's your food, so.
Yeah, I'm not bothered.
Yeah, I kind of figured you wouldn't be. Alright. Perfect. This chicken is perfectly cooked. Grab one more fork. Whew. I might get hungry, babe, before we go to this tasting. But I also know they're going to feed us a lot of food.
I was
So
gonna say, didn't they say come hungry?
Tara said come hungry.
Sweet, I'm down.
You're always down. It's food. This is real life. This is real life in the Hoffer Olsen house. Right, so David is stringing another can of beans to go with the chicken and the mashed potatoes. I'm chopping up chicken to go into the pesto pasta. And then we're going to be about done. We're hitting about 50 minutes right now, so we're right on track for that 1 hour. Hi, Pepper. Okay. If you guys have not met Pepper, this is Pepper. She is kind of a spoiled brat and likes to, okay, she is a spoiled brat, but she's the most adorable spoiled brat. All right, so we've got chicken going into the pesto pasta salad. And then I'll be just tossing that up and putting that into bowls. Can you also pull out more meal prep bowls?
Once I'm done
Yes,
with this.
when you're done with that.
Pepper's gonna come help.
Yep, she is.
Some more.
Some more. Yes, she does like to help. Not really help, just kind of,
Get in the way.
yep.
Try to see what food she can steal.
Pretty much. There
She
are a
hasn't
lot
really
of,
stolen too much.
not lately.
At least not that we're aware of.
That's fair.
She's probably stolen a lot more than we know.
Well, yeah, but so was every cat, I think. That's just part of being a cat.
Getting these containers is an athletic feat.
They can be the round ones too. For the pasta, I don't care.
How many do you need?
Probably 4.
Perfect.
Pull out 5. Did I just ruin your plan?
I already had 4.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
Not really.
Where did...
Alright, if you guys do have any questions, we're about done here. Chicken's just getting chopped up. Stuff is getting plated. All the fun stuff. We're about to hit that 1 hour mark, so we're all good. I would say we made about, because there's probably enough for 1 more bowl of chicken and mashed potatoes here. This will make probably 4 bowls. Maybe 5. Yeah. So about 12 dishes in an hour. And I really didn't have that much going on. Like I said, I only had 2 pans and a frying pan out. So if I did want to have more going on, it'd be super easy to kind of jump that in. Right. And of course, I'll post pictures of the food later today, if not tomorrow. I'm also probably going to be jumping on Instagram Live later and answer any other questions that kind of come up and all of that. Would you wash the cutting boards?
We done with the strainers?
I think so. What's really cool about meal prep day is you can make enough to also have a meal that day. Like if we didn't have our food tasting today that we were told that we were supposed to come really hungry to, I probably would make enough of something here or have something else going on in the kitchen that could that could also feed us for lunch.
I feel like they're underestimating how much we can eat.
I mean, we can eat a lot. We do eat a lot. But that's why meal prepping is so easy.
Doing okay there?
Yeah, I'm good. Alright. This one needs a little bit more.
You may have to do some redistribution of the beans if there's another.
Do you need beans in that one?
No, I don't have to. But
I'll leave that up to you. So everything that got taken out will go straight into the dishwasher.
except for the cutting board.
Except for the cutting boards. Those don't get washed.
And the knives.
And the knives. Those don't get put in the dishwasher either. I guess they could be put in the dishwasher. We just don't. I don't know. But these. Put that there. Mix up the pesto pasta with the chicken. Oh my god, it smells so good. Come smell this.
I'm washing the cutting boards.
I appreciate that, but do you want to come smell what I'm cooking? It smells really good.
Yeah, it does. It tastes really good too.
It does taste really good. I really like pesto. Okay. So there's our pesto with just chicken. Like, that's it. It doesn't have to be complicated. I think a lot of people, actually know, working with my clients, that a lot of people think that meal prepping is really tedious. It takes a lot of ingredients. There's, all of these things that go into it that just doesn't have to. Like, it doesn't have to be that complicated. So I'm just going to pour these in. Right. Looks like this is going to get about four meals. All right. Everything is plated. We're just going to clean up, and that's it. 1 hour meal prep. I will post the pictures of the food. So pesto, barbecue chicken with mashed potatoes, all the fun stuff. I'll be going on Instagram Live later, so if you guys have more questions, you can drop them. I'll answer them over there. And grab the meal prep guide, as well as the Becoming a Meal Prep Master ebook on Amazon, now available. So grab that. It's a great read. My 3 steps to becoming a meal prep master and everything that you need to get from here to there. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.